Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this quick video. I just want to answer some of the big questions that have come out of this week's Raw. Obviously, Raw is the 30th anniversary. Probably the biggest question is right here. What did Undertaker say to Bray? Well, we don't know exactly because Bray hasn't revealed that and Undertaker hasn't revealed that. And it's quite hard to make out what's being said. But a big shout out to Paranormal Presence on Twitter, who tagged me in this and said they slowed the speed down to 0.5. And they think that Undertaker said, face of fear, it's forever. Now, I can definitely see Undertaker saying the it's forever bit at the end. The first bit, little bit more tricky, but I could see it being this. And this would also make sense. When Undertaker faced Bray at WrestleMania 31, Bray was being billed as the new face of fear. And so in many ways, it was sort of seen that Bray was going to be taken over from the Undertaker. So if Undertaker is saying, look, the new face of fear, it's forever, that's just Undertaker's way of saying, even though you might not quite have had that moment back then, you know, took over from me back then, being the new face of fear is forever. You're back here now, and this is your time. You can still be that person. So in a way, this is a bit of a passing of a torch. Maybe it didn't really show itself physically. It's not like Bray destroyed Undertaker and became that new phenom. But this is Undertaker just saying, look, you was meant to be that person. I wanted you to be that person. Even though it hasn't quite worked out, you're here now. It's your time. You are that person. You are my replacement. So it would make sense if that's what was said, but we can't be 100% certain that that's what was said. But this is certainly the closest that we've got to it. Then we got this. I mean, this first part of the show was incredible. So this actually opened the show, if you will. This was the Trial of Sammy. The reason why we're showing this is because of a tweet that Solo sent out. Solo said this, get off me. Now, this is really interesting because Solo doesn't say anything. We don't quite know what he's thinking. So for him to tweet this out, this is a little bit of an insight into his mind. Seemingly, this only went out, this tweet came out well after this segment. So it's quite clear that he is not happy about being controlled this way. I don't know that this is something that he is going to easily forgive. He may do, and we may just move on as if nothing has happened. But I just think it's really interesting that Solo has taken to Twitter to just put this out there. Clearly, there are divisions within the Bloodline that run a little deeper than just Sammy being in or not being in. You know, now there's seemingly something teased here between Jay and Solo. You know, we could definitely get something coming out of this. I don't know that we will. I just thought this was really interesting for Solo to actually come out and put a tweet out, right? And it to be about this moment. I just thought it was really interesting. So, yeah, that's doing the rounds. That's getting some traction on Twitter at the moment. The final thing I just wanted to touch on, as I said, this is a quick little video, but the final thing I wanted to touch on was this moment right here. So a lot of people saying, you know, why was this so quick? Like, was Becky injured? Why did this match, like, not happen, basically? Basically, Damage Control jumped into the cage. They all beat up Becky. Adam Pearce broke in. Damage Control jumped on top. That was the end of the segment. It was quite short, and it took people by surprise. Well, Fightful are reporting that Becky versus Bayley was cut because that Bloodline segment ran over. Apparently, this cage match was meant to get a couple of segments, but the Bloodline trial ended up going long, and several segments had to be trimmed as a result. And it very much impacted the cage match in particular. So To be honest, I mean, I'm sure that there could have been some anger backstage, because going long obviously is a problem because it affects the rest of the show. And we've heard a lot of people in shoot interviews saying there's no excuse for going long. But that trial segment was so good. Like, I don't blame them. I would not change a thing about that trial segment. It was so good, so entertaining, borderline perfect. I wouldn't change a thing. And if it means that this had to suffer, for me personally, then so be it. So be it. It was so good. But I could understand there being a bit of anger backstage. And I'm certain that the women wouldn't have been very happy about having their segment cut. But that's the reason why there's no injury to Becky or anything. So, yeah, let me know if you've heard anything else. I'm sure there's loads of stuff doing the rounds. It was a massive Raw. I will do a review. That'll be on the second channel if you want to check that out. But appreciate the support. Hope you enjoyed the show, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.